Hey guys, welcome back to Ben Talk Sports. So now that the 2021 NBA playoffs are officially over, congrats to the Bucks by the way, I think it's a good time to look back at these playoffs and shed some light on some role players that played way better than their expectations. While the stars get most of the press coverage, role players that step up are also vital to a team's success. So in this video, I'm going to be taking a look at 5 role players that play like superstars in the 2021 NBA playoffs. But before we start though, please smash that like button as it really helps out the channel. So without further ado, let's begin. Starting off the list at number 5, Derrick Rose. So Derrick was traded from Detroit back to New York midway through the season, and in the 35 games that he played in the regular season with the Knicks, he was pretty decent, averaging about 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists. Now he definitely showed that he can still be a starter on a playoff team, but when the playoffs started, Derrick turned back the clock and showed flashes of his 2011 MVP self, averaging 19 points, 4 rebounds, and 5 assists per game. But despite averaging more points, he was even more efficient as he shot about 47% from the field, 47% from 3, and 100% from the free throw line. And I think that it was safe to say that Derrick was the best player on the Knicks during their playoff run this year, because their all-star, Julius Randle, completely disappeared, so Rose had to pick up the slack, and even dropped a 30-piece in Game 3, but they did eventually lose to the Atlanta Hawks in 5 games. At number 4, Seth Curry. So if you guys didn't know this, Seth Curry holds the second best career 3-point percentage in NBA history. Yes, better than even his brother, but on obviously way less attempts. And he was always either a sharpshooter off the bench or like the 4th option that just helped space the floor. And in the regular season, that was exactly his job, as he was just a floor spacer for the number 1 seeded Philadelphia 76ers, averaging 12.5 points on 45% from behind the arc. So when the playoffs started, nobody really expected Seth Curry to be this good, and on most nights, he was the clear-cut second best player for the Sixers, because their point guard was busy building a wall. But jokes aside, Curry was on most nights the number 2 option and sometimes even the number 1 option for them when Embiid got hurt. And he showed that he can thrive in that role as he averaged almost 19 points per game on crazy shooting splits of 57.8% from the field and 50.6% from behind the arc on nearly 7 attempts per game, which was crazy. And he even had 2 30-point games, one against Washington and the other against Atlanta, which was also a game he went 7 for 12 from 3. And if Ben Simmons played just a little bit better, maybe, just maybe, they would be the team to be in the finals. And he just made Dallas feel very stupid for swapping him with Josh Richardson. At number 3, Dillon Brooks. Now Dillon might not be a household name, but he just showed in this year's playoffs that he is one of the best young players in the league. And I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I didn't really pay attention to Dillon that much in the regular season, because obviously if you tune in to watch a Grizzlies game, you want to watch their young star Ja Morant play. But Dillon in these playoffs really made me regret not watching him more in the regular season, because he was amazing, as he went from averaging about 17 points per game on 41% from the field in the regular season to almost 26 points per game on 51% from the field. And the crazy thing is, although he was averaging nearly 26 points per game, that wasn't even his best trait, because that would be his defense and his hustle. As even before the playoffs started in the play-in tournament, he hounded Seth Curry and was chasing after loose balls and just overall being a great team player and a player that I would love to have on my team. And I believe that he will be even better next season. At number 2, Cameron Payne. Now 3 years ago, you told me that Cam Payne would not only be in the finals, but a key rotation player averaging almost double-digit scoring. I would have laughed at your face. But that is exactly what Cam Payne has been doing ever since last season, where he got his chance in the NBA bubble. He has quietly been playing some of the best basketball of his career, and a big part of that is because of his new and improved jump shot. Now, even though his form looks a little bit weird, when he gets it going, he is deadly, as he shot about 44% from 3 in the regular season, while averaging about 8 points. And in the playoffs, he's averaging nearly 10 points per game and is a great energy guy off the bench. And he even took over when Chris Paul was out in Game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. Payne had 29 points and 9 assists, shooting 50% from the field in that game. And it's just overall a great pickup for the Phoenix Suns. Finally at number 1, Reggie Jackson. After Kawhi Leonard went down with an injury, a lot of people wrote off the Clippers once again, but Paul George and Reggie Jackson, of all people, rallied the team back and won their series against the number 1 seeded Jazz to make it to the franchise's first conference finals appearance. And Reggie was overall great in these playoffs, as he took over as the number 2 option when Kawhi went down, and he averaged almost 18 points per game on 41% from downtown. And the fact that he took almost 8 threes per game is extremely impressive. And he had multiple games in these playoffs where he made 4 or 5 threes. But even though they lost to the Suns and couldn't quite make it to the finals, I believe that next season, with Kawhi healthy and Reggie playing like he did, the Clippers can finally win their first championship in franchise history. So that's my list of 5 role players that played like superstars in this year's playoffs. Now let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think of these players' performances, and who do you think I left off this list? So with that being said, thank you guys very much for watching this video. We are pushing for 1,000 subscribers in 2021. So if you guys liked it, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications as I upload new videos every single week. And thanks for watching.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started.